Hello, Coffee Time friends. How y'all doing tonight? It's Thursday, in case you don't know what day it is, because I have it most of the week. So this is some cubed steak. We got this on sale. The whole thing was just $8.90. And there's a bunch in there, and we won't eat all this tonight by any stretch of the imagination. But we will eat it before it's gone. I should have froze it separately if I was going to do something with it, but I didn't. So that's what we have. So I've got in this pan here a little bit of white lily self-rising flour. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic minced. This is just for the cube steak. And what we're doing is smothered steak tonight. So it's a little different than maybe you might do for some other. Come right down here and let's look it over. So I've got this hot plate. And it's been warming up a little bit. And I'm just going to flour it. I'm not putting any buttermilk or any of that tonight. So I want to mix my flour. So in here is pepper and a little garlic. We're substituting a little bit because we want flavors that aren't just all salt. In fact, let me grab something up here. If I can find it. Dash Original. Dash Original. I'm gonna put
That one they just sent us, no salt.
Yeah, this is the original seasoning blend, salt free. I'm just gonna put a little bit of that in there too. Anything to give you a little flavor, okay? Now this skillet is good and hot, so let's get to dredging and pudding. Now because this is smothered, this may or may not stay on there, but what this is going to do is act as our thickener. Okay? It will be a good thickener. I knew some of these pieces would be larger. I know what size we eat and what size we like. So I'm cutting them smaller as I go. Now this dredge is an easy dredge. Your flour don't clump. You don't have to worry about the buttermilk and all that. Mama, can you hand me the Southern Secret? I forgot to add that. I went over there to get it and I got distracted. Southern Secret has got a little salt in it, but thank you, Mom. We want it in there anyway because we like it on everything. And I'm going to put enough in there that it'll flavor. Maybe we're going to shake a little on the meat. Okay?
Put some on these too.
I did. Mama's shaking me. She said, "Did you put some on this?" She knows I'd end up giving her the one that didn't have any Southern Secret on it. It's a possibility, Mama. Now, I'm going to put enough. This is just vegetable oil. But I got to have enough in there to keep it going. It won't take these steaks long. In fact, I've already got the green beans on. I probably should have come on earlier and showed you what I did with the green beans, but I really didn't decide till the 11th hour whether I was going to do green beans or broccoli. And to be honest with you, I chose the green beans because they needed to be quick. They needed to be cooked. Christmas got me a little derailed on what all I had in the refrigerator. They were good, but they may not have been in 3 days. They were getting there. You know how they get spotted? You know, if you've eaten these kind of green beans, you know what I'm talking about. They're the whole green beans. And I want to get them done. This flour is going to act as our thickener. I'm going to turn that down a notch. You're on that side.
was on 400, I put 350.
350 is plenty. I was really just trying to get it hot. The green beans are the French style cut fresh ones you buy at the produce. They're the whole green beans. So tonight, knowing Mama don't eat much green, I like to just saute them a little bit with garlic, maybe a little bit of butter, but I didn't use butter tonight. I just used a little bit of that vegetable oil right there. And I sauteed them. And I added a little bit of balsamic glaze. Yes, I did. And a little bit of brown sugar. Mama's going to like that part. And that'll just make a wonderful balsamic glaze. I did put a shake of Worcestershire because that makes a good, y'all want to see the skillet, somebody said. That makes a good glaze. Just a tinge of Worcestershire, probably a shake is all I put in there. 3 shakes. And you'll be surprised at what just a hint of that will do. And look at all this meat.
My goodness.
No, we're not going to eat all this tonight. This will make lunch and maybe breakfast. Depending on what it tastes like. It is going to have gravy. If it was fried, I could guarantee it'd make breakfast.
Well, I believe I'd let it take some out before I put gravy on it so you have it for breakfast.
Well, I
That
could.
makes sense.
That's true. Mama, you just make sense all over the place.
Oh, I know it. Old age will do that.
I'll
too.
save this out enough for a good breakfast steak. And then we'll add the rest. Good idea, Mama.
Mm-hmm.
You can retouch it where some of them didn't quite get enough or they're melting off. Now, we're going to put the lid on that to tenderize it. We want it to brown, but we're not worried about We're not worried about it getting to any certain crustiness or anything. Something like that. No worries about that.
You're going to use this flour?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
Yes, ma'am. We're going to use that flour because we need a little more thickening. I'm taking the green beans up. Now, these are not the beautiful green bean that you might expect because they have been sauteed in a beautiful glaze reduction. I am going to set them right on the stove and we'll let them stay warm. Check these potatoes.
I have to put more water in it so it won't hurt.
They're not quite done. Let's check our steak. Now this steak will cook quickly, probably about 3 minutes on each side, and it'll be well on its way. Look at that. That's what you want. Beautiful.
I'm afraid to lift this too.
I'll take care of that. Beautiful brown cube steak. Those are the 2 last ones. But they're also in the middle. So they'll go quicker. See, they're not quite as brown, but they're definitely getting there. Now, as Mama suggested, I'm going to let these go about 3 more minutes. And I'm going to take out a few. And then we'll have those for breakfast. But tonight, I'm going to put in some ingredients. I'll come over here and we'll show you what's cooking on the stove. So here is the potatoes. They'll be done in a second. There's those green beans. They may look like a hot mess, but they are delicious. And that's the glaze reduction. And I let it reduce down, and oh, it's so good. Alright.
Finish up one.
Do y'all ever cook supper and breakfast at the same time? I feel like I have to bend over to talk to y'all. Come up here. This is going to be one of those go-tos. We go to this a lot. You can do it with chicken. You can do it with, if I do it with chicken, oftentimes I will put white sauce over it. But this is good for a quick supper on a Thursday night. It feels like a different day. I ain't sure what today feels like. It's sort of like a Monday, Friday. You don't get a lot of those folks. A Monday, Friday's a rarity. You know, most of the time it feels like another day, but it could have been. I'm going to try to get it better work in the morning if I can remember. Let's check our temps. $166, $70, $70. Woo, 200. That one needs a minute. Our lights are blinking. In case you think, are their lights blinking? Yeah, that's what's going on. These are all at 170 or better. 200 even. That one's the thickest one. I'm going to move him over. Slide around, slide around.
That one is
This one?
no, the little one you said.
That one?
Yeah. That you said that one.
So I'm going to get us a few out for breakfast. These are done. Way done. 207 done. You want 4 or 5 pieces for breakfast?
No. Maybe one more, so we'll have to at least.
That looks like it fit a biscuit.
Yeah,
So I took 4 out. That'll do for breakfast for a couple of days. Now, these don't have to be completely done at this very moment, but these are. So if yours is a little, that one hadn't got to. This one ain't done. We're gonna have to give him another few. He was the thickest one, so that seems to raise it. But I'm gonna go ahead and be opening my cans. It's a can of cream of mushroom. This is a can of French onion soup. And I'm gonna put a few mushrooms in there. Mama don't mind the mushrooms in there. She just ain't gonna eat them. Ain't that right, Mama?
No, I'm not going to eat it.
She just ain't gonna partake of them. But you can put them in there. It's a textural thing. She don't like the texture. But I can understand that because you all know me. I don't think that little bitty thing in here. Some of these are real soupy and some of these are really not. You know me, I don't like water chestnuts. And that is a textural thing because there's really no flavor to them.
There's no flavor to mushrooms. They're chewy.
Mama says there's no flavor to the mushrooms.
They're chewy. I can't take that. I can't do it.
Okay. We've climbed up to 169 and still climbing. It's 170 now. 177 there. 177. Okay, he's done. So let's take our lid off and we'll start adding our other ingredients. So this is just simple and easy. So in this same skillet, come down here. Y'all move right on down here so you can see what's going on. I'm going to add, but I'm going to add this soup here first. This is the French onion. And it's got your onions in it. That's the reason I'm not worrying about cooking onions. And I'm going to add cream of mushroom. So there's some mushrooms too. Now Mama don't mind these mushrooms. We cook with cream of mushroom soup all the time. Don't we, Mama?
Yeah.
It's just those she don't care for. Let's stir all this in. Smother them in. Remember, that's our job tonight, is to make smothered pork chops. When the soup gets warm, it'll loosen up even more. Because both of these are soups. You could use a whisk if you want to. Make it a little quicker, maybe. Stir it in. Do the same thing if you're cooking on top of the stove or if you're using an electric skillet. You could do all this in the oven if that's what you like to do. Just for simplicity, I'm going to grab my whisk right here and give it a good blending. Oh, that's working a lot quicker. You can blend this in a bowl, pour it over it. But once the soup gets hot, it blends quite nicely. And that little bit of flour that was on those is going to help to thicken it a little and keep it thick. But I'm going to water this down just a little, not a whole can of water, but I'm going to clean my 2 cans out so I won't be wasted. Okay? Y'all watch that for me. I'll be right back. We can wash our cans out, don't we, Mama?
Oh, yeah, take waste.
You pay for all of it. You use all of it. Ain't that what we say?
That's right, waste.
You're going to pay for it, use it. And that'll all thicken right back up. If it doesn't, we'll add a little more flour and cook it. But it will. Now, all we have to do is wait until the rest of the food is done. Let this all reduce down. Soak it all up. Now, I didn't use any extra salt because, trust me, those soups are salty enough. But I am going to put a few of these in there to be seasoning in with it. I'll put them, you all don't have to do this, but I will put these right over here in this back corner. And this is a good tip for you all if you got people who don't want these or you know your kids won't eat them. You can cook the same 2 meals in one pot. Trust me, I've learned to do it. So this side over here has got mushrooms. This over here, it won't have. So she won't have to pick them out. Now I'm going to leave that uncovered because I want it to condense just a bit. I want it to condense down. So we'll leave it uncovered. I'm going to clean up my mess. I've got a mess going. And sit and look at that mess. That just wouldn't go over good. That goes in that drawer. A little more black pepper. If you don't do salt, you gotta do something. Ain't that right, Mama? We've learned that valuable lesson. But I will say this for both of us. We're handling it quite well.
Doing better myself.
We're not having a meltdown over it anymore. Are we?
No.
Don't even really miss it. Now I know that sounds crazy, but we've adjusted our taste buds, I guess, till we're just content with another flavor. I didn't need this flour, but I had it in case I did need it. These over there. just in case we need oil stuff. Y'all clean as you go. You don't, you should. Makes it better. You got the mashed potatoes already mashed?
Yeah.
You're doing my job. I normally do mashed potatoes. You usually do all the cooking.
Well, reverse play now. Reverse roll.
We've reversed around a little bit, haven't we? Oh, Mama, you made a mess. Somebody did, I'll put it that way.
Do better.
Somebody did.
I need your light over here.
Well, it's right there. I left it. Swipe it and wipe it, Mama.
Scoot your skillet over here. Get this cleaned up here.
Okay, I'm coming through. Hot food. Woo! You just grabbed it like it wasn't nothing.
It wasn't nothing.
I'm coming through with hot food and you're taking my meds. Mercy, Mama. Alright. We're going to need that for labeling. And we're going to need a spoon for them beans. You got the plates.
Napkins is here.
Oh, I thought those out earlier, didn't I? All right. I'm gonna pour up some tea. You scoot.
Unplug.
Yeah. It's ready to eat. All right. Y'all come on over here. You've watched that a long time. Sorry for the camera work. I told you this before. It's hard. If you've never filmed, just do it for fun sometime. You'll see a difference. Do it your hand, see what you got. Mama, here is some delicious cornbread.
I'll try not to eat them.
Okay.
Because I've got gravy and potatoes.
We do have some corn, but I might soak me up a little cornbread in one of them little bit of gravies. Y'all do smothered pork chops, smothered steak, smothered cube steak. This is y'all's decaf tea. Fresh made today. We have to make it about every other day.
Sometimes every day.
Every day, sometimes. Mama, I think we'll go ahead and bless it. Then we can get down to business because I'll get to talking and leave you sitting there wanting to eat.
No.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful meal. We thank you for providing it for us, dear Lord. We thank you for the privilege of sitting here together and partaking it. Dear Lord, we just pray for all those that have prayer requests. Remember our friends in California, their mother's sick in ICU, and we just want to lift them up special this evening, dear Lord. And we just want to watch the world and just, Lord, just pray that we'll be able to do what you'd have us to do and be with our country and our nation, dear Lord. Be with each every prayer request, spoken and unspoken. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, Mama. It's eating time. Now over here's some mushrooms. So I'm going to go on the other side of the world. Do you see that?
Uh-huh.
Giving me a fit. I picked that piece of meat up 3 times. And Mama, I'm going to give you, I know, a double helping of these beans because you're going to want them.
I don't know if about a double helping.
You're going to like them. I've got so much faith, confidence, that I know you well enough to know you're going to say something like, well, they're pretty good. They're better than I thought they would be. Ain't that what you're going to say?
Don't give me much gravy on the potatoes because I don't want over.
Okay, now look there. That's a meal fit for a queen. And right here she's sitting.
Oh, yes.
Now mine, I'm going to get mine from this side of the world. Because it's got some mushrooms. My steak picked up easier. And the mushrooms. Don't forget the shrooms. I don't have to worry about sharing the mushrooms. Mama says, get them all. You ever fix 2 meals in one pot? It can happen. It's kind of like fixing 2 pizzas on one pizza. We've done that many a times, haven't we, Mama?
Yeah.
Now, I know about these here green beans, and I know I love them. They've got balsamic glaze on them. And I add a little brown sugar. It's got garlic, brown sugar, and a splash of Worcestershire, a tablespoon of brown sugar, a little black pepper, and I'm done trying them. They're out of this world, folks. Did I say that was healthy? Somebody said those don't sound too healthy, Mom.
Well, they probably don't.
I heard them. Y'all don't know this, but I can hear you sometimes. It was you, wasn't it? Hello, John and Mama. What did you cook? I came in late. Well, Sharon, this is smothered cube steak with mushrooms on mine. Mama's didn't have any. Mashed potatoes with a little bit of that gravy over it and green beans. You can go back and watch the video and see all the details of the steak. Did you taste the green beans?
Yeah, they're good.
Mama, I don't think they hurt you in the back.
They're good. He's paying me to say that.
I'll tell you after this. They are good. They started out as those pretty bright colored green beans you buy in the store that's whole. And I absolutely destroyed all that with the balsamic glaze and a little bit of garlic. Now, let me caution y'all. I did say balsamic glaze. And there is a difference between balsamic vinegar and a balsamic glaze. You can buy both at your store, but look for the glaze. And then get the vinegar because they're both good. And yes, you can make your own if you just have the vinegar. I would definitely add more brown sugar if you just use the vinegar. Is the meat tough? No. Not if you turn it right, John. Is it tough?
I cut mine with a knife.
Well, mine ain't cut with a fork. It ain't that thing. It ain't that tender. I might have cooked it a little fast. Does it chew? Is it tough to chew?
No, that's good.
It's tender. Well, sometimes if you get in the right spot, you just can't cut it with a fork. So, what do you think about the mushroom soup and the French onion soup?
It was good. It's good.
It's good. We have found in cooking that Mama can tolerate French onion soup better than she can beef broth and me putting onions in it. They've been canned in there. They're softer. And they don't seem to bother as much, does it, Mama?
No.
But you want to report in on that taco soup?
It bothered me.
It bothered her.
It was a little late when we ate it.
I got that full report too. No more taco soup for me that late. Yes, ma'am. But it did make her sick. It just, she couldn't lay down. She felt like she was making indigestion or heartburn. But you like to sit up and watch TV anyway. I bet Perry Mason was in there with you.
Yeah, I had him on. He's good company at night.
He takes care of you.
He's good company when you can't sleep.
Mama, when you take green beans, you turn them that color. You put all that stuff on them. Does that make them more tolerable?
Yeah. They don't look so green
No. But they still have that bite to them that you want in this type of green bean. My mushrooms are just perfect in here. You don't have any.
now. I know it.
Mashed potatoes.
I'd be giving you the mushrooms I had if I had any.
Oh, I know. But I worked it out. The mashed potatoes and the gravy is delicious. Here's about a cornbread in that gravy. I can't resist that now. No, I didn't hate it. I just like cornbread and biscuits, usually unheated. I know a lot of y'all do. And that's fine. I just don't do it. I don't like chicken reheated. I don't like cornbread or biscuits reheated.
Now I reheat my biscuits.
You do your biscuits, but I don't even care for that. All right, folks. Unfortunately, we didn't plan a song or a dance tonight. But this is
We
it.
never do.
I just got home from work and started cooking. And this is what I came up with. Mom and I had talked about it earlier, though. And she had approved everything during the business meeting we had earlier over at Coffee Time Business Meeting. What are you going to approve for tomorrow night now?
No, I don't know. We ain't got that far yet.
No, and I don't have any meat. Ooh, we may have to have that business meeting tonight so I can lay something out. It's hard to think of something when you're eating, ain't it?
Yeah, you don't have much of an appetite, want nothing if you're getting your belly full.
Well, tomorrow night's Friday night party night. We could do a pizza or something.
We might do something.
You know what we've got? Well, I don't know if we have or not.
What?
Do we have any pepper jelly cheese ball left?
A little, I ate some of it. We could have another party.
I could make you another one. Just another cake of cream cheese, and that's the easiest dip you'll ever make. I don't know what we're going to do. Why am I even thinking about tomorrow? We got
We
another.
could change our mind 100 times.
Oh, if we even told you tonight, we'll do it tomorrow. Let's do this.
Change it 100 times tonight. If I dreamed about something, I'd sure change it.
I didn't have lunch today. Did you have any lunch?
No.
I knew I was going to eat this, and I thought I ain't going to eat lunch and that. Are you working on a gold star tonight?
No. I don't know if I need all them beans or not.
The beans.
I need a lot. You gave me a lot.
I knew you was going to love them. Tell them for sure. They think y'all paid you and everything. Tell them for real what you think about them.
They're good beans.
So you get you some of them, Mama calls them,
They're not cut. They're just whole beans.
one time she caught them straight out of the garden bean. She said, they don't even string them. I said, Mama, they don't have strings. She looks like you just went out in the garden and got your handful of beans, thrown in that bag.
French style is cut from one end to the other.
These are not. These are those. I forget what
These
they're
are
called.
still got the little tip on them that I break off.
They're the kind you get in a good restaurant, like a Chinese restaurant. They're always sauteed to perfection. Now, they don't take the place of a peanut bean for me, but they sure are good. And they sure are good with something like this. And so is this. I'm getting full.
Yeah.
All right, folks. I think that's all we're going to do tonight. I'm going to finish eating. I'm going to clean up, get my stuff done for tomorrow, and we'll call it a night. How's this?
It's hard to believe it's already Friday.
Tomorrow. Well, I just went to work today, so you think I should work for 4 more days before I get out.
Yeah.
How's the New Year treating y'all? I told somebody the other day, I said, I've not noticed a great deal of difference between 24 and 25, but I will say this, it ain't no worse than 24, and I like 24 just fine, so we're just going to keep on day by day.
Take one
I'm
day
in
at a
East
time.
Central, Gloria Drummond. Where's East Central? You may be telling somebody else, Gloria. Looks good. Linda. It is good. Country fried steaks, yum. Laurie, these are probably a little different. These are cube steak, but I put them in there and with a little flour and some seasoning, quite a bit of different seasoning, some garlic, some onion, stuff that I wouldn't normally. Usually ours is salt and pepper, and I put a little ranch and I put a little cornstarch to hold that goodie on there, and I just fry them, done on both sides, and that's our country steak. And if we want to put breakfast white gravy over it, we do that. Now that's a totally different thing for us. This is smothered. This is called smothered. And when we say smothered, we both know, and it's kind of understood, it's going to be mushroom soup, a little bit of that French onion soup. It's a different dish than just your old country steak. Because Mama loves country fried steak. And should be happy with it. And when she can make her some out of that over there. Because that over there is just floured and steak that I pulled out before I put all the smother over it. We might use those for breakfast, or she may do one for lunch and make her up a little bit of gravy. That would be a good thing, Mama. And you'll have mashed potatoes left.
Oh, yeah.
And you can not eat the green beans if you don't want to. That would be good to open up a can of carrots. No vegetables.
What? Potatoes is a vegetable.
It's your favorite, ain't it, Mama?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the smothered to me is a little different. Like pork chops, we fix those. Sometimes we just salt and pepper them, fry them good on both sides. Sometimes we bread them and do the same kind of thing with a pork chop. That's good too. But probably when we think about the smothered, the keep steak comes to mind quicker than anything, doesn't it?
Is the wind blowing picking back up? Because I like that.
It's so dark I can't see. It's just 70-something days till spring, folks. You're going to make it. But we'll just have to get through these 2 months, January and February. Now, we got some snow a-coming. And in the South, when somebody tells you something is a-coming, that means it's big. That there's a storm a-coming. If it's just going to storm, as I say, it looks like it's going to storm. But if they say, boy, there's a storm a-coming, that means get your stuff and get in the house.
It's going to be bad.
So when we use the words a-coming, that means it's big. Like, anything, a snow is a-coming, that means get you bread and your milk ready for your milk sandwiches. The stores will be crazy. People grabbing bread. You'll go down there and there'll be one little half squished loaf in the far back corner. And you'll just be so glad it's still there. But people will buy that bread out and they'll buy all the milk. Because right here, if you're going to get a good snow, you probably are not going to have what, Mama?
Electricity.
You're not going to have electricity, and everybody's going to say the juice is off. Do y'all call it juice? You won't say that to anybody within a 50-mile radius of right here. Our juice was off, that they won't bat an eye and say, ours stayed on. Or ours went off too. That's just as common as anything in it. The juice is out. I hope the juice don't go off.
That's what we always used to call it. The juice.
My granny used to always say, I hope the juice don't go off. What do y'all call the thing you get at the store to put your groceries in?
Cart, buggy.
We call it a buggy. Go get me a buggy. I bought so much stuff here I wasn't planning on getting. Kids know what to do. You run up front, get that buggy. You go to Walmart. I just run in there and out. I didn't even get a buggy. We call it a buggy. It's just like people, we call this a kettle. That's a kettle. That's a tater kettle. You all call it a boiler or a pot or a boiler is what I hear a lot of people call it. We call that a kettle. And somebody asked me on here one, is, well, what? A kettle, John, is something you make tea in. I said, no, that's a tea kettle. We add the tea to it. So we know what we're talking about. But that's a kettle. How many of y'all call it a kettle? Country friends. Oh, I've blocked you up again. I used to do this all the time, then I quit. And now I think they've done something that causes me to do it again. Connecticut, it's a cart. You might hear somebody call it a cart, because that's what else we call it. A buggy or a shopping cart. But either one of those are kind of interchangeable around here. But most of the time it's a buggy. Here in New York we call it a shopping cart. Buggy, of course, Gail says. I like that. A cart or a buggy. So Dottie, you're right there where we are. I mean, if you said to a kid around here, are there any carts, they'd know what you were saying. Now, there ain't a lot of shopping carts. It's usually just a cart. But if you say buggy, they know exactly what you mean. We call it a cart in Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. A pan, Kathy calls that a pan. A pan here is a sheet pan, cookie pan, a pan to put your biscuits in, a pan to put a cake in. Those are pans. A 9x13 aluminum thing would be a cake pan. A pan of cookies would be in the oven. And there'll be those little narrow sheet pans. I think some people call them sheet trays. We call them pans. But that would never be called a pan here. You might hear somebody call a skillet a pan, but they call it a frying pan. But that would always be a skillet, a black iron skillet. Some people call it my frying pan, my cast iron frying pan. That's a boiler, Sarita. Yep. Now, Saritha, I hear a bunch of y'all on here calling them boilers. What would a boiler be here? A boiler here, we would refer to a boiler would be, people used to heat with boilers in their house. It was water that boiled.
On the old coal stove, the end of it a lot of times was a water reservoir
Boiler.
thing. And it was a boiler that you put your water in to get hot to do your dishes and stuff.
We have a thing over here that we use. It's a tile, stainless steel. We use it every once in a while if we want to boil water. But you can boil it and put broccoli or something that's got a basket in it. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about. We might call something like that a boiler, but never a kettle. Like this, it would be a kettle with us. I'm in Orange, Kentucky, and I refer to them as just a pot. Patsy, you can get by with that here too. Like if you said, hand me a pot for these taters, most everybody know exactly what you were asking for. Cheryl says it's a boiler, pot or a pan, kettle here. In fact, there's an old saying, if you've got a lot of company coming, and especially if you're talking past tense, like say your mama's on the phone with her sister, and did you get choked? And she's cooked a bunch. She might say, "Oh, I had to put the little kettle in the big kettle tonight. We had a big old pot of beans." Or if you say, "I've got homecoming this weekend at church, Somebody said, oh, you'll be busy. You'll have to put the little kettle in the big kettle today. Or then. That's just an old saying that you'll hear people say. I've never heard electric called juice. And I say shopping cart. Robin, I bet you ain't from the South. Electric's always juice. And people, in fact, I heard a woman talking about it on Facebook last night, talking about her juice bill. And there wasn't nobody questioning. Everybody knew exactly. She wasn't talking about orange juice or apple juice or tomato juice. Everybody knew, and everybody, when she said her juice bill was high, everybody else said what their juice bill was too. And our juice bills have been high. We've got some of the highest juice bills around. Now, Mama and I we call it electric. The electric's out, but it's not uncommon at all. At all. To call it juice, is it not?
Mm-mm. Used to, that's what everybody just did.
Cart or grocery cart, Linda says. I have a saucepan. Ooh, the juice is about to go out.
I hope it don't.
I handle saucepan to handle a pot.
Two handle.
One handle saucepan, two handle pot. Oh, okay, that's a good one. So this is a saucepan. Now I have heard that on the Food Network and other places. Boil it, cook it in a saucepan, and that would be called a saucepan. We can understand that, but we would never.
Pot would have two handles. Big bean pot.
Bean pot, a bean kettle, or a soup kettle. What you call them? No, you said pot. So soup pot. We would call certain things a pot. Pot of beans. Fixed a big old pot of beans. That you'll hear that a lot. But if we're getting a kettle out, Mama would tell me, get my bean kettle. Or get me the kettle I fix beans in. Or hand me the kettle we fix the soup in. I know all those terms, but I usually use the term pot or pan. It's what your mama taught you is usually what's it. But they're all fine.
And where you're raised.
Buggy. Sheila's a buggy. Fish tater tots.
Ooh.
Oh, fish. Ooh, Tammy, that was good supper. Pots and pans. Now, we'll talk about pots and pans. And some people probably do use that, but when we're asking specifically, Mama would say to me, get that small kettle out. We're going to fix me mashed potatoes. Or she would say, get the bigger mashed potato kettle I use. And I know exactly which one. My best friend and I call them walkers. Betty, I like that.
What?
And I totally understand that.
What?
She said her best friend called them walkers.
Walkers.
I'll tell you something on myself, and I don't normally do that. So, Mama has been sicker in the past few months. And when we would go to the hospital, you have to do quite a bit of running around. So they got wheelchairs up front, but they're more like wheeled chairs. They're not anything you can do yourself. It's just a chair with arms on it with wheels, and you can just roll them around. And so I got used to pushing her around in that quite a bit. So in the past 2 months, past month and a half, she's done a lot better. So we went to the hospital the other day. This is on me, 100%. And we go up to the doctor, and I noticed she didn't, we didn't get a chair, but she did real fine. But then we had to go down to the labs. So now I had done stomped around there and walked and carried on, walked upstairs, done all the stuff, walked a long distance, and she had to. And so when we got downstairs to the lobby, I said, Mama, get one of these chairs because we got to go all the way down to labs. And she said, no, I'm going to try it. I need the exercise. And I said, get in this chair. I don't think I can get down there without a walker.
That's the truth.
It was easier. And it was a long ways.
Oh.
And I thought, So I know exactly what you're talking about. A walker. I just walked out and I was just tired. I need something to lean on a little bit. I could have made it, but I probably would have whined.
Yeah.
Melissa says a buggy. I call it a cart or a buggy. Cheryl, we do too, kinda. I call it a pond.
I hear a lot of older people say, I can't do grocery shopping if I ain't got that cart I
Use it as a walker.
I have to hold on to and stuff.
My back was hurt, and we had stopped a lot.
Yeah, we walked from downstairs, upstairs, then back down to
It was
get
a
the
lot.
lab work papers fixed. And then
Walked
back,
in out of the vehicle. I mean, it was a lot.
and then walked back to the lab. You walked, I rode.
And another thing, and I'm not just saying this, I really thought she had done walk so much. And I know how she is. And I know she'll push it. And I said, won't you sit down here and let me push you because you've walked a tremendous amount. But I think I can do it. And I said, will you sit down here? I need the walker.
I sat down and minded.
And you was glad.
Yeah, it was a long ways more to go.
You was glad when we got back.
Yeah. I wasn't in there long enough to rest in between the going and coming trip.
Gloria says she always calls it an ice box. Now that's not completely out of the woods here. A lot of people call them, and another word, and it's not a mispronunciation of refrigerator, that they call them Frigidaires. But that was a brand. Frigidaire was an original brand, and everybody had a Frigidaire refrigerator. So a lot of people still, older people, you'll still have them say, go in there in the Frigidaire and bring me a pop or something, you know. And so Frigidaire is another word you'll hear a lot of folks around here call it refrigerator or icebox. Now sometimes I call it icebox for fun, and my granny called it icebox for real.
Well, I can remember, I don't remember the ice box, putting the ice in it, keeping stuff cold, but I remember the first refrigerator we had was a little bitty refrigerator, and it had the motor
On top.
Yeah, but it didn't have.
And what was the name of it? Probably a Frigidaire.
I don't know what the name of it was. But it was a little bitty thing, and that a motor, you could see it up there running. And
About 5 years ago, my cousin had to replace a refrigerator, and it had that.
we're gonna lose our juice. For
Our
sure.
juice is about to go. It had the handle that you pulled straight out, and I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about it. You had to unhitch it, and you had the little. You could see it kind of clicking on the thing. If
That's
you know,
the way
you know.
them old refrigerators was.
It had the ice box that was metal, and it just hung down in it, and you had to hunker down to see everything. They kept it in their hallway between their bathroom and their kitchen, and they kept popping there. And he just replaced it about 5 years ago, and it was from the 30s.
It was
least.
her
It was his parents' original
when they got
when they first got married, and it ran and ran. It was old, and it was still working. The ice in the top would just melt and cause a mess. Those were made for real. Now we've replaced the refrigerator here twice
Oh yeah.
since we bought new ones. Now we had another one, and when we replaced it, went to the stainless steel, and it just went out. So we had to replace it. And the one what was done, this is our third one. Because the other one is out in the sunroom, and the ice maker and the water quit
It
working
was
in the middle.
beige, the first one was.
First one was the beige one, but it just quit working. We had to replace it. The second one, the ice maker and all that tore up. So we moved it out in the sunroom. We've always kept two refrigerators. One for pop, one for other stuff. That's just an old tradition here too. Do you guys have that? A lot of people have them in their garage. Just stick them wherever you can find a place to put them. Out in the sunroom, I guess I've shown y'all, we've got a set of cabinets and a counter, which is an old buffet. And I use it as a coffee station for company. It's a good place when we have meals. People go out there and get their drinks, and it's all organized out there. And it gets a little bit more storage.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about pops and soda pop later. We won't even get into that tonight. We're going to let y'all go. And y'all have a blessed night. And I hope y'all's juice stays on. Hope ours does too. Because the juice goes off, so does the heat. But we got the gas heaters. We'll just have to sleep in the chairs and the recliners.
Yeah.
Mama's got a bed out in the sun porch. She'll go up there and turn that one on and sleep in the bed.
Yeah. I have to sleep in a bed to get good sleep.
Mama, you ain't tired tonight?
I am kind of.
Is it where you took a long nap?
No, I took a long nap because I was really, really tired. I overdid a little bit.
Yeah, that's that pushing we was talking about.
Yeah, and I was sitting there dozing off asleep. You know how you do, just doze off.
I've seen you before.
And I thought, I might as well just go lay down for a few minutes.
And you was in there 2 hours.
Yeah, I was tighter than I really realized.
And now when she woke up, when I hollered and said, Mama,
It's about
supper's about ready. Come on in here and get ready because we're going to film in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Here she come.
Sleepy eyed and everything. But I could go right back to bed now and rest some more.
But look at her color. Don't she have good color now?
Yeah, I have color.
You have good color. That's what they say. Old people say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he didn't look good. He didn't have a good color.
I did say that. I said they look awful pale or like.
Didn't look like they felt good.
Yeah.
Didn't have good color in his cheeks.
That's usually how you can tell people sick is if they're real pale looking or their color's not good, as we say.
No, blessed night. I love talking with y'all, and I love hearing all the different things. Keep commenting. You can keep commenting even after we go off. Just go over to the page and find it and say, here's what we call a pod, a kiddo, whatever. I love to watch those at night and go back and revisit them. So that's a good thing about the lives. You can do it live or you can do it on replay. I call it a cart, Teresa said.
Yeah.
Frying pan, cake pan, call it what pan it is. So that's kind of how we do the kiddos, Julie. Potato kettle, tea kettle. I just made my y'all sweet tea. It's cooling off now. Mary Lou, if you put that ice in there,
It'll cool off.
it'll cool off quick and you can drink it as soon as you make it. Yes, cookie sheet. Yep, that's right, Gloria. All right, folks, we can talk about this all night. Y'all have a blessed night. Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow. Say good night, Mama.
Good night, Mama, and God bless you all. Have a wonderful night.
Bye.